What is morality? Morality is defined as the principles concerning the differences between right and wrong or good and bad behavior. Morality is often depicted as an angel on the right shoulder with the devil on the left. In Act 5 of Pygmalion, they address the topic of middle-class morality through the character of Alfred Doolittle. How do they do this exactly? Well, you see, Henry Higgins decides to send a letter to an American millionaire by the name of Ezra D. Wannefeller, stating that the greatest moralist in England at the moment is Alfred Doolittle, a common dustman. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't Doolittle just a common dustman? What would an American millionaire want to do with him? Well, you see, Wannefeller decides it's a good idea to stay true to his American pride and say things like social class and economic standing don't matter at all to him. So, Wannefeller decides that the greatest person to lecture his Moral Reform World League is Alfred Doolittle himself. Now you might be wondering, how does Doolittle actually become middle class and become subject to its morals? Well, you see, Ezra Wannefeller ends up dying, but since he has a trust fund of pre-digested cheese, he leaves Alfred Doolittle a share of that in his will. So, Doolittle is now making £3,000 a year. This might not sound like a lot of money in today's terms, but back when they were alive, it was a lot of money to support a single person. Now that we've addressed the topic of how Doolittle got himself into middle-class morality and is now subject to its morals, we need to discuss what middle-class morality is after all. Doolittle states, "A year ago, I hadn't a relative in the world except 2 or 3 that wouldn't speak to me. Now I've 50, and not a decent week's wages among the lot of them. I have to live for others and not for myself. That's middle-class morality." So now, Doolittle's family begins to actually talk to him for once, purely because they want money, leaving him subject to the morals of the middle class. This kind of forced charity is exactly what Doolittle is referring to when he mentions middle-class morality. It's like if you were to go to the store and have someone ask you for a donation to charity. You can't simply say no because everyone else will look down on you for it. Doolittle exemplifies this in My Fair Lady in the song Get Me to the Church on Time, as he's singing about spending his final few hours not as a moral middle-class citizen, but as an undeserving poor like he used to be. In the morning, he'll be getting married to his quote-unquote girlfriend, leaving him unable to fool around with other women at bars and constantly getting drunk every night. As soon as he gets married, he'll be bound to the social contract of the middle class, forced to obey the social standards, whether he wishes to or not. So, how would I define middle-class morality? I would say it's giving away whatever you earn, always being charitable, no matter how deserving those receiving the charity are. That's partially Doolittle's problem with this, is that he used to be one of the undeserving poor, but now that he's part of the middle class, he's forced to give to the undeserving poor, like nobody ever did to him.
Drug me or jail me. Stamp